Blind girl begs man to help find her dad. Minutes later, he realizes it's its own father-child. The tiny blind girl he rescued turned out to be his father's child from a second marriage to a lady he despised for splitting up his family. Adam felt a flood of hatred wash over him as he gazed down at the small girl's exquisite face and turned up his trudgingly little hand in his. He growled, "Your father is the man with the dog. Isn't that your father?" "Yes," she said with a smile. "I'm blind and Fluffy is my seeing eye dog." Adam immediately let go of the girl's hand and propelled her toward the worried-looking pair on the train station. He yelled, "Go to him," and shoved her again, forcing the child to stagger towards the father he hadn't seen in almost 10 years. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to be inspired by these real-life stories on a daily basis. Now, let's return to the story. Adam Mitchell's irrational hatred for this child began when he was just 14 years old, before she was born. He'd been terrified in his bed upstairs, listening to his parents yell at each other. "How do you know it's even your child?" the mother said. The father's response was hushed, but his mother's response was unmistakable. "Do you not care? You irritate me. You're abandoning your only son and me for some high-heeled scumbag because she says she's pregnant. Even if you believe it's your child, you're too little to comprehend. Speak to them." As the mother began flinging plates around, Adam heard crashing crockery and grabbed his pillow over his ears. He was used to hearing their quarrels, but talking about another lady was new to him. After a few minutes, Adam's door opened, and his father entered. "Son," he inquired, "are you awake?" Adam sat up straight. "Yes," he said glumly. "With you two ranting at each other like that, no one can sleep." Adam's father answered gently, "I know. That's why, Adam, I'm going. Your mother and I are no longer compatible." Adam yelled, "Liar, I did hear you. You have a pregnant wife, and that's why you're leaving us." His father stated, "I'm not leaving you, Adam. I'm going to leave your mother. That has nothing to do with Chloe." "Chloe, is that the name of your girlfriend?" Adam inquired. "What's her name?" His father yelled, "Stop it, Adam. Don't bring her up like that. You're not your mother's son, please." "Please," Adam cried, tears welling up in his eyes. "You're going to leave me. You're exchanging me for a baby. I despise you." Adam's father had packed his belongings and left that night. Adam was gone when his mother, Gloria, came down the stairs in the morning. She was distraught. She cried, yelled, and scraped her face, causing Adam mad and his inability to comfort her. He begged, "Please, Mom, I've arrived. I adore you." She'd cry, "You'll leave too. You'll walk off after some skirt and desert me, just like your father." Adam's animosity for his father intensified as he hugged his mother and promised her he would never abandon her. When Adam found that the woman, Chloe, worked at a nearby hair salon, he decided to approach her. He called, scheduled an appointment with her, and arrived on time the next day. He was greeted by the receptionist, who offered him a seat and a big glass of cucumber water with mint. Adam sat and waited for a lovely brunette to approach him, smiling. She said, "Hello, is this your first time getting a haircut from us?" "Is this Chloe?" with trepidation, Adam inquired. He was very angry. "Yes," the girl said enthusiastically. "Did someone suggest me to you?" "Keep your distance from my father," Adam shrieked and sprang to his feet. "Please leave him alone and let him return home." "Oh," said the girl, "you've got to be Adam. Please don't believe I had anything to do with it." Adam yelled, "Liar," and flung the water cup in her face. "You're lying." He stood there, numbly watching as the water ran down her face and breast, soaking into her clothing. Adam remembered the baby as the damp cloth clung to her round tummy. He ran away from the hairdresser in tears, embarrassed, even though he never informed his mother. When he returned home, he was surprised to see that his mother was well aware of the situation. One of her pals had apparently been at the hairdresser and had observed the entire affair. Gloria was victorious. "My lovely son defended me," she said. "You made that tramp pay." His father called later that evening, but Gloria informed him that Adam refused to talk with him. "Your son won't talk with you until you return home to your wife like a good guy," Adam heard her shout. Adam desired to speak to his father. He wanted him to explain everything, and for his father to return home so that everything could return to normal. Late at night, Adam revealed that normal in their household wasn't always nice. His mother had a volatile personality and was quite demanding. She didn't care for peace and quiet. Still, Adam believed that she loved him and was a decent mother. Adam missed his father, but as the days passed and Gloria's rage at his father's extended absence grew, his love for him turned to rage. It wasn't right. Adam was enduring the torrents and fears and outbursts of rage. Gloria was continually seeing the doctor, who prescribed antidepressants and nerve medications, and it was frequently Adam who had to cook supper when he returned home from school since she was sleeping. Adam's grades began to deteriorate, and he was cut from the football squad. His life was falling apart, and his father was to blame. Adam skipped school one day to visit his father's office. "Son," his father said as he saw Adam, but the kid flinched away from his embrace. "You must return home," he said. "Please leave that woman alone. I require your assistance." His father bowed his head, tears welling up in his eyes. He said, "I can't, son. I simply cannot." "You claimed you care about me," Adam sobbed uncontrollably. "If you loved me, you'd come back." "I love you, son," his father stated, "but I also love her. I'm unable to abandon her. It would be unethical." Wasn't leaving Mama and me dishonest? Adam wondered. Adam knew that nothing he said would make a difference when his father turned away. His father was no longer alive. His father called regularly initially, but Adam never returned his calls. He would give him Christmas and birthday gifts, but Adam would refuse them. Adam's father was present on the day he was named valedictorian of his high school. He approached Adam with outstretched arms, ready to congratulate him, but instead went right by him like he was a stranger. Adam enrolled at the institution of his choosing and was aware that his tuition had been paid, but he never inquired about the source of the funds. Adam gained some perspective after being separated from his mother. Yes, she was a tough, volatile lady, but she'd been a decent wife. Hadn't she done all his father wanted? Adam didn't want to think about it too much because he didn't want to feel like there was some responsibility on his mother's side of the scales. When he graduated, he accepted an amazing job offer in Denver and once again had to listen to Gloria whine about abandonment. He called her once a week and listened to all of her complaints. Adam advised his mom to begin dating. Gloria would have none of it, even though she was a young lady, not nearly 48, and still gorgeous. She'd wail, "Since your father divorced me, my heart has no space for anyone but you, my son." Adam gave it his all. He called frequently and returned home on holidays, which is how he met the blind youngster. After a long weekend with Gloria, he was preparing to board a train back to Denver when he noticed a small girl weeping on the station. "Hey," Adam spoke softly, "are you stranded?" Adam saw the girl's huge blue eyes were curiously unfocused as she leaned her tear-streaked face towards Adam's words. "Yes," she said, sobbing, "I can't find my parents. I can't see anything." "Pay attention," Adam urged. "Don't worry. I'll take you to security, where your parents will be notified." "They have to be here since we were headed to Platform 9, said the girl. Adam explained, "Well, this is Platform 5, but first let's check Platform 9 to see if they're there." The small girl put her hand in Adam's with complete faith. "You'll recognize them right away," she said, "because Fluffy, my dog, is with them." When Adam entered the platform, he noticed a couple conversing with a police officer. Adam's life came crashing down when he saw a man clutching a dog's leash. "Is your father the one with the dog? Is that your father?" he yelled, pushing the youngster away. His father turned towards him when he heard his voice and spotted the infant. "Betty!" he exclaimed, sprinting up to the girl and sweeping her into his arms. Adam recognized the lady with him as Chloe, who was crying. She wept, Thank you for locating her." Adam's father looked up and went completely still. "Adam," he said quietly, "it's you, son. Did you find Betty?" Adam had already taken a step back. He really wanted to go away from his father's apparent pleasure with that woman and the blind youngster. "Let's just say I didn't realize she was yours," he said. "Wait," Adam's father pursued him and gently placed his hand on his shoulder. He said, "Please, son, now that you're a man, please pay attention to what I'm saying." Adam consented because something in his father's speech stirred him. For the first time in 10 years, the two men sat in a train station cafe and talked. "I and your mother, I loved her, Adam," he confessed, "but things started going wrong a few years after you were born. I wanted more kids, but she didn't want any. It's not as simple as that, but we drifted away. Gloria refused to divorce me because she wanted to keep up appearances for you. Your mother and I hadn't been intimate in over 5 years until I met Chloe. That's the truth. I fell in love with her at first sight. She came to see me because she was pregnant and her father had left her without health insurance. She wanted to know if there was anything I could do as a lawyer. Anyway, we hit it off. Betty isn't my biological kid, and your mother was correct. But I adore her. Betty's father abandoned Chloe after she found she'd contracted toxoplasmosis while pregnant. The doctors informed them that the baby may have congenital abnormalities, but he just abandoned Chloe and their unborn child," says the author. "I adored Chloe, and I wanted to start a new life with her, and I wanted you to be a part of it. But Gloria wouldn't let that happen. She only took alimony and child support checks as contact. I understand your grief and anger towards me, Adam, but I hope you'll forgive me." For the first time in almost a decade, Adam reached out to hug his father with tears in his eyes. He said, "Come on, Dad, show me my newborn sister." Adam became a part of their life from that day forward, and he was the first face Betty saw after the surgery that returned 80% of her vision. Gloria, on the other hand, reluctantly realized that her son and his father had a relationship and finally accepted it. What can take away from this story? Talk to your kids, even if you believe they're too young to grasp. They could understand more than you think. Adam's father should have explained things to him, but he was scared he wouldn't understand, and as a result, he and his son were alienated. If you forgive, you'll be rewarded with peace and love. Adam ultimately forgave his father and was blessed with a lovely stepmother and an adoring stepsister. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone else who might enjoy it as well. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.